Okay, we're live, I think. Hope everything is working. Twitch is refusing to let me have a preview of my stream, which is fun. Okay. Yeah, reason stream's a few minutes late is I ended up having to restart my entire computer to try and get OBS to work again. Because it kept coming up with a message kind of, oh no, your GPU driver's out of date. We're not going to boot for you. According to Windows, my drivers are as up to date as they can be. So, guess just a good old turn it off and on again was all I needed. But anyway, welcome back to Sorin's journey, going through Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be starting off the final set of post-Stormblood quests today. It's the patch 4.5 Requiem for Heroes. Last we'd left off, bad things were happening. Mostly, the Scions are kind of all unconscious and don't have souls anymore. That's not great. I think it's only Sorin and Alisae left awake. Thancred, Y'shtola, and Eorzea are all asleep. Alphinaud is maybe still okay. He's missing in Garlemald, well, he went missing in the burn. We don't quite know where he is at the moment. But love the time of the company. Yep, it happens a lot when I'm actually playing with Sorin. If it happens a few times, the company actions fall off and are reactivated. Maybe Alisae's heard some word. Hey, Alisae. What's been going on? No word on anything?
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news.
Does that mean that there's bad news or just no news?
After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments. But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring. Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Eorzea and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle.
Maybe that's why they were targeted.
And Alphinaud's still missing. God, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
I wish I had answers.
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Krile? It's been a while.
Krile! I did not think you well enough to travel.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow Scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Krile. We would welcome your insight.
Anything that gets us closer to solving this mystery.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphinaud heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the Studium?
I still need to do the Christmas event as well.
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
That was his...
That
guess I can see that coming from Alphinaud.
Announcement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault, but I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphinaud is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone. A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh?
Right. Yeah.
Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me.
Oh, right. Of course. Alphinaud helped me out as much during everything in Ishgard. I really do wonder what's happened to him. Kyle?
All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep. Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
The Elder Seedseer said the same.
Ah, yes. The Elder Seedseer made a similar observation.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes?
I don't know if I was somewhere else, but... yeah. Something weird was going on.
If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
Right. We did that, didn't we?
I wasn't around for that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
It took some time, but...
Oh, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So, I suggest we pay her a visit.
Right. It's been quite a while since I've seen Master Matoya. Quite a while since I've even been to Devania. Edelshire's closest point, I believe. Right. Let's go, Keela. Alexander still seems to be sitting quietly. The last thing we need is another situation like that coming up right about now. Quests I've got. Oh, just dungeons I still have yet to do with Sorin. Cave was just under that cliff there somewhere. Paths? I remember there being a garden as well. That looks like it might be it. I remember now. Characters, it gets worse from here, but narratively it gets better. What? Oh, for in terms of what happens to the characters. Please do keep Alphinaud's little speech to yourself. It can be awfully sensitive at times. Right, I'll do my best. Alisae? I heard Master Matoya was something of a recluse, but this seems extreme. Still, I'll happily overlook her eccentricities if she agrees to help us. Hopefully. Master Matoya?
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems.
I'm sorry, we do have good reason.
Oh, I mistook you for your what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
Guess I can leave it to Crown to explain. She probably knows better what exactly is going on.
And Stoller is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
And a backhanded affection.
Right. Let us see what we can see.
Right.
I'll begin from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
That was the Royal Palace in Alamigo. That was our banquet fell. The others, the Rising Stones. Ryle? Ryle?
What is it? Did you find them?
Wait, this doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryle, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
What?
Could their ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods!
Are they?
Their bodies are just husks. It's like the broodmother's daughter all over again.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
Where?
But where?
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
What is there for us to do? already lost
We're
it
no
all
closer to
once.
an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking.
Right.
Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our
Alisae?
way. That was Lise. Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphinaud left with, is one of them.
Didn't...
I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
Right.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Let's be off then.
Right. That's something. Huh?
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
That was...
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Eorzea were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
Yeah.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac.
Oh, right. I think Alexander should be safe.
I fear something has gone awry. Still, there's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
Right. Finding out about Alphinaud comes first. Just one problem at a time. I'm sorry I couldn't do more. I've never seen a soul's fret end so abruptly before. It's... What matters is... we can believe they're still alive. Shall I get going, Alisae? So that was the woman who tamed Y'shtola. I had the distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and having the nonsense shaken out of me. When Alphinaud's back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tale she has of grandfather. I suppose she would have known who was Swa. Oh, new action. And I leave Flourish there. I think that's probably a good place as any to have it. I almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us. But it can't be bad news, can it? Lise would have said, unless... there's no point speculating. Lise said she notified the guards about coming, so we should head straight to the palace gate in the Almegan Quarter. I'll be praying for good news. Learn what you can about Alphinaud's plight, and leave the search for our friend's lost souls to me. Right. I'll be counting on you, Kral. Amigo. If Maxima and the others made it out alive, then that bodes well for Alphinaud, right? It wasn't like there were any signs of him in the burn, so... just have to have hope. It's enough bad going on that we're due some good news. Alisae, sorry to keep you waiting. Alphinaud will be alright. He has to be. Greetings, Scions. The commander told me to expect you. Shall I show you in? Yes, sir. Please. Police?
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphinaud, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Thank you. Maxima?
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphinaud?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
Why isn't he with you?
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events. Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing.
I think we'd gathered that much had happened.
As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Scions.
Mercenaries hunting down Scions?
This shadow hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphinaud, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Scion threat.
I suppose I can...
Well,
yeah.
at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn.
Does seem like what the choice Alphinaud would make.
Tell us more about these Scion hunters. Who are they? And is Alphinaud still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Scions, they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them.
Right. If they're enemies of the Scions, I can understand a desire for secrecy.
They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphinaud asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't.
Then...
Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on!
Right.
No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Delayed him.
Would you and Alisae head to Doma and let Lord Hier know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphinaud too.
Consider it
course.
done. We'll send word when...
Not again!
Untold sorrow
What is...
must be changed.
I...
Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates.
What? What is... Alisae, you're still awake?
You heard it too.
Yeah,
Well, at least we're both still standing.
that's progress, right?
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I wish we
I
knew.
wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer.
Sorin seems to have been on the same wavelength as Alisae a few times this stream already.
We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
Right. Gates could not be thrown wide. They ended up on the ceiling. Huh? Ended up on the ceiling? Did I miss something? You sure you're holding up okay, Alisae? So, Alphinaud is safe. For the present at least. Now all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. I'm actually glad Lisa tasked us with visiting Lord Hien. Better to be dashing from place to place than sitting around stewing over things we can't change. To the Enclave. Excuse me? Oh, it was a joke. I was just wondering like there was a gate motif on the ceiling or something. Right. The Enclave. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sir. Is it possible to get an audience with Lord Hien? I see you have tidings for Lord Hien. May I show you in? If he's free. I suppose it is kind of urgent. Yet, Sorin and Alisae. Ocean. It's looking a little crowded here. Suppose I should just say hello. Alisae? Imperials have enjoyed the freedom of the Ruby Sea for long enough. This time they paid their dues. Sorin? Good to see you again. After their humbling at your hands, Magni and his Aranir spent every waking moment on the training fields. Defeat does not sit well with the son and his children. I'm not surprised he's trying to find distraction after his confrontation with Y'shtola. Lord Hien? We have news. Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of our newly formed alliance. So that's why everyone's here. The Cohesion and the Confederacy you already know, and it was your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the Steppe tribes. We have also been joined by our neighbours from Nansha, and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca, though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official induction. These proud people have united under a single purpose, to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. I'm glad to see your alliance coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Right. Yeah. Things aren't looking good in Eorzea. I thank you for bringing me news of Alphinaud. His fate is never far from my thoughts, not only because he is our emissary. As for this sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agree that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicates a massing of troops into western provinces. It seems all but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down on Eorzea. And I would help deflect that blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall into Bern is in place. The all-important Allagan energy barrier. Right. The energy barrier, yes. I thought to call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from the four lords of legend, perhaps. Seryu's Aegis or some such. Well, just a thought. I'm sure Seryu wouldn't mind. The Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you time to attend the first test? You've seen the field which protected Azazla firsthand, and I would be interested to hear how you think ours compares. Oh, right. I'm no expert, but I can comment on it, I suppose. I'll come too, if you don't mind. Though I am no Y'shtola, I may be able to offer some insight. You just realized the recent call then. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Of course. Time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yugiri, I leave you and Haguro to bring the War Council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Where are the storms? Because that's then what prompts Alphinaud to get brought back to Eorzea, isn't it? Shall we leave? Excuse me. Oh, something stuck in my throat. We will cross the burn by Yawl and Falcon, as before. Join me at the Overlook near the House of the Fierce. Right. House of the Fierce. Oh, yeah. Typo. I see no typo. None at all. No mistakes. Ever. I can spell. Alright. It's the two of us this time. Well, three of us, I suppose. No, not me, Nam, not me. I never, no spelling mistakes, ever. Perfect English, 100% of the time. Right. These are the generators?
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders.
Right.
Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Okay. Hopefully this works. Something's happening. That feels powerful.
Node 1 is operational.
Kind of pixelated.
Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar
Yeah.
energy levels. The bat 1,000 yards, 2,000, 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
Yeah, his are hexagons. Hexagons are the bestagons.
4,000, 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards.
5,000.
We've done it.
That's a tall barrier. Is that a...
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alisae. They can test our new wall for us.
I guess that's one way of looking at it.
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
They've landed. They're disembarking? Wait, is that...
By the gods, it's Alphinaud.
Wait, and that's the...
What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
The Jerusalem person.
Lower the barrier!
Yeah, this close to accidentally killing Alfie. Yep. That could have gone quite bad. Alphinaud.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
Him too?
No, not him too.
So, can I take it
We
you're
could
just...
identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem.
Take it you're... Shadow Hunter?
It is a day for fated reunions.
Huh?
Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
Wait. Where have I... Wait. Is that... Couldn't be. Gaius?
Aye. Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished. Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible. There's no way you could have survived.
Do you remember how it unfolded?
There's enough time for me to escape.
How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea?
It's hard to forget.
The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least.
How could you forget such devastation?
a moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Scions. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge. My principal quarry was to be Eorzea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion.
Yeah.
But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
I can't exactly say no.
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Scions, the Black-Masked Ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the Red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source.
Right.
Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source. The first was Eorzea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmett Selk, about whom little is known.
Eorzea's dead. Elidibus... It's been quite a while since I've seen him. Never heard of him itself.
We have files on Eorzea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmett Selk is new to us?
He's new to you, he's new to me. I haven't heard anything.
As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Scion now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Yeah, it does feel like it's not quite been addressed. I think we know at this stage, though, that most of, like, the revived Council of 14, a lot of them aren't about anymore. Because even at this point in the story, Eorzea and Nabriales are both dead. And who's the other one? The one who fused with Eorzea, Formacian Prime. These random ones are new. Yeah. That's... Yeah, it's not. I do wonder if it'll come up again, like if the remaining Ascians are still focused on their mission without their main leadership.
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Scions, he is one of our primary targets. It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention.
No injuries?
They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
I know about Black Rose.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
From the looks of it, that's where they were testing it.
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch.
So, we have time, but how long?
Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Galvus.
I think that proves that it's definitely an Ascian in his using his body. Yeah, I'm getting some issues on Twitch as well, to be honest. Like, it keeps... my preview for it keeps failing, and I have to keep refreshing the screen. The bitrate seems fairly stable, and YouTube's not showing up any issues. And Mooney hasn't brought up any issues. There's not a lot positive I can say about Xenos, but underhanded tricks like this don't seem... He was a man who lived for the fight. Something like gas isn't a weapon he'd use.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized.
Cloning? Like in the Crystal Tower?
And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
That was the first Emperor, right? They're cloning their own founder?
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor?
If it's the Emperor himself, they're certainly following in the Allegan's footsteps.
I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
We settled our conflict at Castra Meridianum. The present is more important.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
Unexpected's one word for it. Kind of glad the wall didn't end with that
I am
fireball of
content to
yours,
leave the
Ian.
fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphinaud back in Dorma.
Maybe there's something that physicians in the East can do for him. They've got that geomancy, right? Alphinaud is safely ensconced. That's a word I'm not used to. Alphinaud is safely ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. Alisae? I've spoken with the physician, and there are no outward signs of illness. Alphinaud is lost in a sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. It seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustration, Alisae, I do, but Alphinaud has returned to us, alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find a means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion. Yours and your brother's both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made, and little time to make them. To business then, my lord. Now we know that Seryu's wall works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay. Save for some few who boast teleportation magics, the bulk of our force must be transported by sea, a lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels favoured by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Aldernate Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in the happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Aldernate friends will consent to any involvement in military operations. But I am certain they will afford Alphinaud a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a triurgeon accompany him every elm of the way to the Rising Stones. You have my thanks, Lord Ian. At least that means everyone will be in one place. Yugiri, I will go on ahead with our friends to Alamigo. Enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we'd hoped for. The least in the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. Right. Let's hope they've had just as much luck in Eorzea. Meanwhile, at the Black Rose chemical plant.
Our supplies at Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
See that you do.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention. A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you.
Would he be Emmett Selk without a swagger, though?
Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler Well, sometimes even I catch myself believing. A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise. Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey? If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
I can't see that laugh without thinking of the line. I am especially opposed to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. So, shall I be off? We must leave now to convene with Eorzea's leaders, and it may be some time before I return to Doma. Akuro, I leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste, and join you in Alamigo forthwith. I've just received word from Lys. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamigo's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in Delox, we're to report to a resistance officer stationed in Porta Praetoria who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. Right. Pretoria. It's been a small while since I've been here. In here, Here, I think we found the guide Lise mentioned. Right. Ah, you must be the Scion party I was told to look out for. If you'll follow me, I'll take you directly to Alliance headquarters. Right. Back to the front lines. Fighting on the defensive this time. General
Welcome
Alden.
back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hien. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, where our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphinaud has come back to us. As for the bad news...
Yeah.
So, Alphinaud won't wake up, Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Scions, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right?
It does sound like mostly bad news when you put it that way.
Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphinaud to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it.
There were some members of the Twin Adder looking into Black Rose development in Castromorians. Might be worth investigating with them in the fringes.
As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Scions? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varissos Galvus would be attending.
The Emperor?
The Emperor himself. Well, Varus did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Scion walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
You okay with that, Alisae?
Lise, you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphinaud and the others aren't going to do it. Very well. I shall attend as the Scions' representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
Oh, and I can't go as both, I guess. I'm not a fan of it, but I can hardly say no.
That's settled then. We don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand will make all the difference.
Right.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
Right. Okay. Just peace talks with the Emperor of Garlemald. I can manage this. Well, I don't suppose it's polite to keep an Emperor waiting for too long. Shall we? I'll leave you. Okay. Met him once before. That was very different circumstances. Guessing those are his personal bodyguards? No pressure.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance. On behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Yep.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of Imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned.
Yeah.
Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
I'm assuming you're referring to Varys there, Money?
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise.
Wait, I don't think that was...
You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end.
Mark?
Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong, from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers? I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
Varys knows what he's talking about.
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the 12's Wood's bounty.
Ecto 9, right?
Would that your people might learn from their example.
That laugh.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing. Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
Just a silence. It just clicked me that no
As Mistress
background music.
Alisae says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
Right. You doing okay there, Alisae? This is really not my forte. After his Radiance's little performance, it was all I could do not to swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I just asked myself what Alphinaud would have done, tried my best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. There really is no common ground to be found for that man, nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do? She may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet, at least. We do have a little time before the party is due to reconvene, though, so why not try consulting our illustrious leaders? Maybe they have some insight to share. Suppose. Elder Seats here? How do you feel about how things are going? I do much wonder at Emperor Varys' decision to attend these negotiations. It is plain he has no intention of hearkening to our entreaties, but what then is his goal? Alisae was wondering the same. I'm wondering... I don't see reason yet for him wanting me or Alisae there. Admiral? I will say one thing for this Varys. He is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is that of a beast in its prey. The conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies. Yet there is much more we do not know of the Empire. Well, isn't this then a perfect opportunity? You would have me ask the Emperor himself? Well, mayhap there is some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. That is a... Like Alisae and the Elder Seats have said, we don't know what the Empire wants. We know they want conquest, but have we ever thought about if there's a deeper reason to it than just reclamation? Varys holds fast to his ideals. just as I knew he would. You will not be swayed from this path. Doesn't seem like it. How are you doing, Lise? I know this meeting halls aren't your normal place of comfort. Why do I get the feeling the Emperor's hiding something? Your Grace? 12, have mercy. But for Lady Alisae's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not that Emperor Varus left us a great many options. Is unconditional surrender all he will accept, do you think? Ere he arrived, I'd have said yes, but having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind. Exactly. He's building up to something. I know it. How then should we approach the rest of the parley? Have you anything to say, Warrior of Light? We could just ask. I don't think this is the place for beating around the bush. You believe he is more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at his ease? Mayhap you are right. Thank you, Sorin. Of course, Your Grace. Emmerich? Whatever rebuttal I had in mind was lost when Varus mentioned my father. The man is certainly skilled at keeping his opponents off balance. This parley was never like to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something of Emperor Varus' relationship with the Scions. As had we all. Yet if he is in league with them, he is not like to volunteer the fact, and if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we are to broach that particular subject, we will need to be subtle. Would that I knew more of the man. If you would indulge me, Lord Hien, you received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? There is no higher authority in all of Garlemald, nor else in the heavens come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of His Radiance's own person. Is it like a religion? I share your disdain for their hypocrisy. Even as they denigrate the idea of faith, they revere their leader with a fervor others reserve for the divine. It is a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us. Logical on the surface, perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varus to reveal something. Maybe. I really don't get all this stateroom stuff. Alisae? You've spoken with everyone then. Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor, and hope we fare better at the second attempt. Right. Just again.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affairs surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the barrens said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Direct's maybe the best way about it. Oh. Bugs at the lights.
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more.
I'm not sure I get it.
No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rolga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections.
The Empire knows about shards?
At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures. To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined.
This is sounding like what the Scions want.
That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds. I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the self-same desires as the Scions?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing.
Huh? Wait, was he?
But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Scion.
What?
That's...
Yes. My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
Like, what all... We've been fighting all this time, and the Scions were... Their goals are the same.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence. Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard.
An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
Trying to use the Ascians' plan against him is...
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
If you've planned this far, don't you think that they would have planned for that as well? These aren't an enemy you can beat by supporting them.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
Sweet said. The only way to defeat the Ascians is do it on our own grounds. Fight fire with fire, and all you get is a bigger fire.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
No one wants to see the world burn down.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
This means war. Well, I came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So, as worrying as our little charity emperor was, it did buy enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive. Right. That's good. But now...
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Scions dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Dorma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
It's not just about Eorzea or Dorma anymore. There are whole worlds resting on this.
If the Garleans come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
Here!
Right.
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
Minded or not.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
I'll do my best.
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent? They are strangers here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirit.
Sounds like a plan to me.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
What I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands.
I'll try to leave some for you, General.
Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Right. I've quite been on a battlefield like this.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it.
I'm sure he'll never hear the end of it once he wakes up to find he slept through it all.
It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone.
I'm not going anywhere, Alisae.
No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
Ever. Not saying goodbye to anyone else. Gimlet Dark. I'm fighting alongside the Doman contingent, I guess I'll go out in their style. Alisae, Hien, and Doman Shan. Right. Into battle. Hadn't expected things to have gone this bad already. Right. Forward. From the sky?
Enough!
There we go. Okay. Yep, final stretch. Magitech. Break through this. I don't want to follow Varus's advice, but
You shall fall soon enough.
I keep pointed out it's best to go after the leader. Where would Varus be hiding in all of this? The Emperor's will is their ultimate authority. What do they do without an Emperor? Forgetting I have the other. Yeah, that one. Oh. Okay. Clear for now. Still more of them. Just a gunship. I do like Samurai's AoE rotation. I find it not... There's several classes who don't have particularly interesting AoE. Dancer and Samurai are quite fun to do. There we go. Golden Colossus? Must be some new model. Oh, there. Of course, the buffer during combat. That's actually a point. It probably helped all the having all the cutscenes without much happening. Watch for rotation.
Enough!
Oh. Yeah. There's a wee bit more to process, I imagine.
Come no closer!
Careful. Oh. Okay. Watch that. I missed one. No. Oh. Here we go. Don't know if any of this is ever going to... Some of it might be useful, I suppose. But... If I can equip it and it's better, it'll come up.
Out of my way!
Explode us off. Hopefully no explosions near the ceruleum just sitting on the ground. That would not be good for us. Right. At least from the looks of it, I'm seeing a lot more Imperial records than Alliance. Wrong one. Okay. This doesn't feel like a particularly safe place to be in. Weapons. Okay. Deal with this one.
Enough!
There we go. That's oh.
Ready?
Please, Kevin. Let's joined up with the main alliance contingent. Right. Onwards. Seems like some kind of imperial battleship in the distance. That's a big one. It's the same type of magic that was defending the Royal Palace in Alphinaud.
Enough!
That doesn't look good. Focus on the scorpion. Come on. Right. I'll leave this to you then. What is... That's a new looking one. Ow. Okay. Oh. Gambana. Oh. Where's he? Guys? Okay, it has beam weapons. Gotta watch that.
Out of my way!
Watch the oil shower.
You shall fall soon enough.
Come on. Missile. Digging again. Okay. Nearly there. So that means whatever this is won't be able to get to the rest of the Alliance. It was just sitting here, so I guess it was here to defend rather than attack. Alisae. Need to steal Lunenburg. Right. That looks like Imperial fortifications. Maybe we're getting close to some kind of base.
You underestimate me.
Emmerich? Sietzer? Okay, what's next?
This knight does not yield! Enough!
Just a couple of them. I can deal with this. I heard the Wilhelm scream in the background there for a second. But, okay. I have a Colossus. This one doesn't seem like any kind of special model though. Hey, guys. Fought these before. No big deal. There we go. Hold up. It's a drone. These was defending Doma Castle as well. Start bringing everything they have. I suppose with us having brought everyone together, if the Empire can win this fight for themselves. That's every army in Eorzea and the Doman army all defeated together. Emmerich doesn't get to tank. Police, Pippin! We're all finding our way to each other. I guess that means we're definitely approaching the center of all this. Or Colossus. What's it doing? That's... Stand back. Just defeated one of these. Another one shouldn't be too difficult. There we go. Oh, is Twitch still being weird for you? Shield, nice. Thank you, Seed Sir. This one's definitely looking a little tougher. Self-destruct? That's not good.
Time to get serious.
Police? That works. Okay. Guess it's our job to press on. Won't load the play. That's... Well, I'm not seeing... poor network connection detected. Okay, Twitch is... Yeah, Twitch is showing up. It's got poor network connection. Bitrate seems fine. Yeah, if it's working fine on YouTube though, I'm guessing it must be something on Twitch's side. This is the landings. Those two are... These savages bested our vanguard. Impressive. But in the end, they are only that. Savages. Now let us be brief. His radiance awaits. These are the Emperor's bodyguards then. Are we getting close? Right. What? Barrier. Oh. It's getting... Ow! That stings. Oh, that's a pushback. I forgot that. Ow! I forgot that. I wish the teleport entrances rather were before the boss. Look at all the way back. Oh. Look like Twitch is stabilized there. think I've hurt my gear. Yeah, I probably should have more of the augmented Skaven stuff rather than just the Lost Allegan. That probably isn't helping the fact that killed me. Felt like it killed me quite quickly. Everyone here. So, here's safe? Okay. What is... Ow! Back.
You shall fall soon enough.
Ow. Nearly down. Ooh, I'm in a bad place for this. That works. Stay on guard? Yeah. Here seems safe. I do love the little high-five, the tag team slap. The tag out they do. Ow. Ow, that was nearly goofed up there. Come on.
Out of my way!
Is that them? There you go. Now what? Nothing good. Do we do it? understanding. We have served our purpose. Come, we shall withdraw for now. We've served our... What? Ah! Come! They're just... Clean? Push them back, at least. What's the plan from here?
I dare say they'll be reeling from this.
You were truly inspiring in battle, my friend. I'm determined not to be outdone, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance. Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
You'd never let Alphinaud hear the end of it. Not now!
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity.
What calamity?
Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not... like...
Alisae! Alisae? No. Not you too.
Oh no. Don't tell me. Are you all right?
I think so.
Quickly! We must get her back to the encampment.
No. General. Yeah, get in your head. Games and movies tend to take it a little light with how well humans can take a fall. So the Garleans have been routed, have they? Well done. Oh, this exchange was no more than a test of our strength, like as not. They won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defences. Still, with your help and that of our eastern allies, we've passed the first test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alisae, she's in good hands over the infirmary. My lord, the chirurgeons have completed their examination of Mistress Alisae, and it is as we feared. She is locked in a slumber without any outward cause. I'm the only one left, then? Just like the others. Damn it all. Aye. The Garleans picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 Scions incapacitated, and with the enemy on our doorstep, I cannot spare the men to assist in search of a cure. The best I can do is see to it that Alisae is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones. You, Giri, and I would return to our encampment. The main contingents of our forces from the Far East is under sail, and all must be made ready for their arrival. I'll not keep you then. Right. Judging by the Garleans' recent movements, or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. You should return to the Rising Stones. Given the plight of your fellow Scions, I can understand if you feel on edge, but it'll be no good to anyone without rest. Yes, sir. Okay, even Twitch on my side isn't loading. Yeah, there goes my Twitch player again. Yeah, I feel it must be something on Twitch's side, because YouTube seems to be perfectly fine for me. I say perfectly fine, like it doesn't seem to There doesn't seem to be any problems that aren't kind of just the general buffering thing, but to be fair, even on my side, I don't really see much. I don't see much buffering on YouTube. It's so odd to come back here. Ori, how are they? Ah, Sorin, welcome home. Word has it you and Mr. Alisae gave the Garlemald quite a thrashing. But speaking of whom, where is Mr. Alisae? I was certain she would have returned by now. About that... She should be soon. Just... Quite a 12. Not her too. Osher and I will ready the infirmary for her arrival. We will also need to send a message to Tataru post-haste. Would that I had something other than grim tidings to share with her. And of you too, for that matter. It grieves me to report that the Archon's condition remains unchanged. As we speak, Coltonay, Kryl, and Master Matoya continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. But all is not lost. You are still hale and whole after all. Though I suspect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend. Leave the worrying to us for the time being, at least. Right. I'll do that. At the border of Alamigo. Xenos arrives to the field. Ori? Any news? Ah, Sorin. Yours is a welcome face indeed in these troubled times. Though if you've come to inquire about our stricken brothers and sisters, I'm afraid I have naught to report. Coltonay and the others continue their tireless search for answers, and I too have done all in my power to assist them. Alas... I can't remember who this is. My apologies for the intrusion. I was told Master Alphinaud had been brought here, and wished to see if his condition had improved. Is that Maxima? Master Sorin, I have heard about the part you played in driving back the Empire's forces. Thank you. That you were able to stop them, if only for a short while, gives me hope. I realize how strange such words must sound coming from a Garlean's lips, but I speak them out of the love I bear for my homeland. Because I too wish to see... I wish to see an end to the bloodshed. That is why I chose to share all that I know of the Alliance. Though I will surely be branded a traitor, I am content to bear that ignominy. It will seem a small price to pay if it helps to prevent this conflict from escalating any further. What? Huh? What? I feel I'm missing all context for this one. But enough of my prattling. The war is not what brought me all this way. I came to see Master Alphinaud. An acquaintance of Sorin and Alphinaud, are you? Well, far be it from me to turn away good company. If you will follow me, sir. Right. Unfortunately, there's not any good news. When word reached me that Alphinaud had returned, it seemed only right that I visit him. Poor lad. It pains me to see him thus, but I take solace in the knowledge that he is safe and well cared for. Oh, it fits them. Okay, I didn't recognize the quote at all, so I was a bit confused. He fought valiantly at the burn. The Popularis could not have wished for a more committed ally. I know not how he came to be so afflicted, but I pray a cure will be found soon. On an unrelated note, you may be interested to know that I travelled here in the company of another acquaintance of yours. Oh, another acquaintance? He awaits my return at North Silvertear, and I'm certain he would be glad to see you. Assuming you can spare the time, that is. Well, yeah. It'd be nice to see another friendly face after everything else that's happened. Don't know when I'll be called back to the front anyway. Whereabouts? It's supposed to be. What is that? That's the Enterprise. Sid? Ah, there you are. I was beginning to think you would not come. Sounds like you've been through the mill. You should have called me. Oh, I must confess, tracking down missing souls isn't exactly within my field of expertise. As you may have surmised, I heard much of Master Garlemald growing up in Garlemald. Indeed, he has long been a source of inspiration to me. Most Garleans would say he is a traitor, that he turned his back on his country. We of the Popularis, however, consider him a revolutionary, a man willing to defy the Empire's dreams of subjugation, but his inventions might bring about a better future for all mankind. Please, revolutionary is a term best reserved for my work. I am but an Imperial defector who fought to wait another Imperial defector. Whatever Master Garland says, I am humbled to find myself in such distinguished company. Speaking of distinguished company, we heard from Raban that you ran into an old friend in the burn. Is it true? Gaius still lives? Yeah. Like most in the army, I never had the privilege of seeing the legatus without his mask. I think I walked halfway across the burn in the presence of the Black Wolf. And he claimed to have severed ties with the Empire to hunt Scions, did he? That's what he was saying. He had plenty of their masks to prove it as well. After his humbling at the Praetorium, one would think he'd have the good sense to stay dead. Should we meet again, I shall be sure to tell him so. Commander Aldine also spoke of the Alliance's meeting with the Emperor. Though I still labor to believe what he told us. Did his Radiance really claim that Garlemald was founded by the Scions? That's what he claimed. But that is madness. The very notion is absurd. Every fibre of my being rails against it, and yet... See, there is no escaping the truth. From the very founding of my homeland, my brothers and sisters have laid down their lives in service to a lie. The Scions must be stopped. To save my people. To save all peoples. For all the Empire's many crimes, even I did not suspect. Had I known, I would have left a lot sooner. But that is in the past. Here in the present, we must apply ourselves to the problem of how the Empire's ambitions may be thwarted. Not only in Eorzea, but in the Far East as well. Excuse me? The ironwork shall spare no effort to achieve that end. Sirius Wall was a good start, but we can do more. And we will. We'll show them what it means to achieve freedom through technology. Begging your pardons, I bear a message for the Warrior of Light. For me? What is it? Commander Aldin requests your presence at Alliance headquarters in Alamigo. He would discuss matters of strategy at your earliest convenience. Right. Ah, yes. The inevitable messenger. I knew it wouldn't be long before duty called you away. Time no doubt being of the essence. Could I tempt you to ride aboard the Excelsior? If there is a faster way to Robin's side, I'll personally apologize to the commander for keeping him waiting. I don't think there's anything better than the Excelsior for getting me there. I know it's been a while, Sid, but I guess this is goodbye again. I swear, every time you board my airship, you seem to be barreling headlong into danger. And every time, you somehow contrive to emerge victorious. Which, of course, is an admirable skill. But no one is invincible, Sorin. Not even you. So please, take care of yourself out there. I pray you remain safe on the front lines. Though ill-equipped to join the fray, I shall do all I can to assist from headquarters. My colleagues and I have been tasked with evacuating casualties by air. See that you aren't among them, eh? I'll do my best. I don't know if there's anything else I can do. Commander Aldin is waiting, sir. It would be best if we proceeded to Alliance headquarters at once. Well, lead the way, soldier. Right. It's very empty around here right now. General? You're here. Good. Oh, excuse me. Let me find my voice for that one. I summoned you to discuss strategy, but first I would appraise you of the Garlean's movements. Oh, here we go. Requiem for heroes.
There have been several skirmishes along the border, but as yet neither side has delivered a decisive blow. We had long assumed that the Garleans would overwhelm us in a straight fight, but we seem to be gaining ground, albeit slowly.
That's good, right?
As to why that might be, the most likely explanation is that they have yet to commit all their forces. Still, we're winning, and our latest intelligence suggests the Emperor has retreated back to Garlemald.
If the Emperor's retreated, that's a sign they're losing confidence if he's not feeling safe on the front lines.
In light of this, we're considering launching an offensive with the aim of pushing the front line forward and giving ourselves some room to breathe.
Right.
Commander! The Imperials! They've broken through our defenses to the east!
That's not good.
What?
Our scouts say their forces are being led by Lord Xenos.
Xenos?
Lord Heian and Commander Hext have taken their troops to provide support, but we don't know how long they can hold out.
So, they've been biding their time, waiting for his arrival, have they?
That's...
Very well. Send word to our allies, requesting reinforcements for the front line.
General, if Xenos is on the front line, then...
Should the worst come to the worst, I may need to enter the fray myself. But what of you? Do you still have the strength to fight?
I have to, sir. Just give the order.
Much obliged. Given the choice, I'd take you over 100 soldiers.
Right. No! Not now!
Why won't they open? Please. I bid you
No.
open.
Can't leave them. Everyone else is...
What's wrong? Is it the voice again?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're in a fit state to do this?
I don't know if I have a choice, General.
May Ralga grant us strength. Give 'em hell, lad. I, for my part, will defend this place to my dying breath.
I'll do my best to make sure you don't have to. Gotta put into work for everyone else. At the border. I pity the non-named characters here. Oh wait, this is a. I was waiting to watch a cutscene. I forgot this is a. I'm playing Hien, yes. Yagit's combo, damage over time, rush, second. Okay, easy enough. Let's go.
Ready?
Nope, limit breaking already. The Warrior of Light has left Vlad's headquarters. What's the 2 minutes cooldown still on segment? Ow.
This one's for you, Ada.
Yeah. That's I want to be this side? No, I don't. Ow. Couldn't remember how quickly that processes. Okay. You don't get failure. Oh, I have to. Where are the heals? Okay, yeah, we've seen this cutscene. Okay, I'm not allowed to make any mistakes.
Ready?
That's what you get for playing the usual steps.
This one's for you, Ada.
I just couldn't remember. I just didn't know if it was one of the ones where the first wave that comes down detonates before his pushback. I don't have the what's it called? Ooh. Warriors of Light is still nowhere in sight. Strength, my friends. It would not do to have Sorin arrive to find us battered and broken. I'll keep dialogue up. Fight and struggle if that is your want. You will not escape your fate. Oh. Spread out. Got it. don't have, what's it called? Arms reach to stop knockback. Ooh. This one is... Ow. Not good. That's what it is. Oh. Look upon Alphinaud Habakure, and know the depths of your folly. Oh. Lise? Lise, no. What have you done? If he would bring all to bear, then so must we. Oh.
The art of my forebears.
Well done dispelling his phantoms. Now hurry, we must protect Lise. Still, you choose to struggle against the inevitable. We can at least hold out until Sorin arrives. I'm sure we can turn this around. Oh, this again. Don't need to use that yet. Well, anything fancy here? He comes, does he? Then I need not waste my time on you. Ooh. What? Make it.
Magic. With a Garlean body. That's hardly fair. Still, he must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Ah, bringer of light. It has been too long.
Xenos. Elizabeth.
No words to mark our reunion? So be it. Equilibrium must be restored. And only your death will redress the balance.
Beat him before. Do it again. What is... Ow. There we go. You think you know of the dark, but I will show you the true nature of this power. This is... Come on. That's different. This definitely isn't how we used to fight. This is... I've seen this. Just break the swords. Good. There we go. Jump for that. Defeated Scions, defeated Xenos. This is no different. Dying here tonight.
I see.
Did it. So what? Of course it's not that easy to kill an Alcyon. Should have figured.
Your mother chose her champion well. Yet, for all your strength, you will still fail.
Not yet. Stop. No. No. Not now. Not here. If I'll hear and...
Ah, someone calls to you. Too late, alas.
No. No. Stand. Move. This... Where? What? Is this... Am I dead?
At last, I found you.
You're... the voice from... Who are you? What is all this about?
Please, there's no cause for alarm.
Is there not?
Though, I confess, this is not where I had intended to meet. But the place of our meeting is of no consequence, like the war you wage. Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion.
What do you mean?
The better path leads you here, to me. I have need of your strength.
A lot of people do. I have to get back. There was something going on. What's going on back there? I can't just leave them.
The battle is over. The danger past.
What do you mean?
Your work is not yet done.
I don't understand any of this.
Go to the Crystal Tower. I have left something for you near its base. It will serve as a beacon of sorts. One which I pray will help you on your journey. All you need do is find it. I will take care of the rest.
What?
Soon, we will throw wide the gates. And the path to the first will be yours to walk at last.
Wait. Wait. What do you mean This is this... alive? Hello? Where am I? This looks like... Ishgar? Alric?
You're awake. Thank heavens.
What happened? What happened?
Do you recall the confrontation with Xenos? You were the first to come to the aid of Mistress Lys and the others on the front line.
I remember I was there, but the voice called me and I... What happened after that?
In the midst of your duel, it is said you faltered, and that the Crown Prince seized the opportunity to deliver a mortal blow.
Yeah, I kind of remember that, but...
Yet before his blade could find its mark, he was distracted by the arrival of a second adversary who bore you away from the battlefield and into the hands of our chirurgeons.
Another adversary? Who was it?
Lest you wonder, he left before you awoke. As is his wont.
As is his... Wait, you don't mean... Estinian?
Estinian never was one for emotional farewells.
Where's he been all this time?
Though Xenos bested all before him, the battle clearly took its toll, for he retreated shortly after your rescue. Seeing this, the remaining Imperial forces decided discretion was the better part of valor and pulled back, allowing us to re-establish our position.
Right.
We have since received word of renewed unrest in the provinces, doubtless inspired by the efforts of the Eorzean alliance and our Far Eastern allies. Nor does the good news end there. We have also come into possession of intelligence suggesting unrest within the Imperial court. This would certainly explain why both the Emperor and Lord Xenos appear to have abandoned the fight.
Trouble going on at home.
A long-awaited ray of hope in these dark times.
Right. What was all that I saw in the... Are the others all still the same?
Yet to awake, I'm afraid. But please, concentrate on your own recovery for now. You have carried the hopes of some half-dozen nations, and we are all eternally grateful for your efforts. But no one is without their limits, not even you. Leave this fight to us, my friend. You have earned your rest. But before I forget, I was asked to deliver a message as soon as you awoke.
From who?
A reminder that you are not alone, though many of your allies have fallen. When you are well and rested, you are to return home, where friends will be waiting for you.
Thank you, Emmerich.
Now, if you will excuse me, I must return to the front. May we meet again soon, under happier circumstances.
I hope so. What's everything I saw? The person calling us. Well, this is a most unexpected surprise. I thought you confined to bed. Lord Fortom. It's been a while. I'm sorry for not keeping in contact. When I heard that you had collapsed on the field of battle, I confess I feared the worst. But with you standing here before me, I see now that the reports of your defeat were greatly exaggerated. Thank the Fury. As long as we have you, Master Sherwood, history suggests we have a fighting chance. Speaking of fighting, you may be surprised to hear that the war's effects can already be felt even here in Ishgard. In anticipation of a need for reinforcements, Otwell will soon be departing for the front lines with a contingent of our finest knights. I would advise you to stay until your strength would return, but I know it would be an exercise in futility. Indeed, I suspect you have already decided on your next destination. I just have something I need to look into, sir. Dark days lie ahead, of that I have no doubt. But the light of hope shall ever guide our steps, so long as we have the will to press onward. And press onward we must. Farewell, my friend. I pray our next meeting will be under happier circumstances. Eric was just saying the same thing. I hope this is all behind us soon enough as well. For now, people waiting for me. It's not quite on Twitch, but I am feeling a little... It feels to me a little lag in Final Fantasy as well. I just wonder if maybe my internet's not having a great day. There seems to be a bit of a delay between my inputs and things actually happening. I'm home.
By the 12! I don't believe it!
Hi, everyone. Sorry for worrying you. Sorry?
I rushed back as soon as I could. I swear, my heart nearly stopped when I heard you'd collapse like the others. What in heaven's name is going on?
I wish I could explain. There's a lot I don't understand.
Win or lose, the path you walk leads only to oblivion. Oh, well, that's helpful.
Yeah. I knew what he meant by it.
What else did he say? The better path leads to him? If his is the voice you've all been hearing, perhaps the others are with him.
Possibly. I'm curious what he said. He mentioned the first. Isn't that the shard that the Warriors of Darkness came from?
Sir Emmerich said the fighting had reached a stalemate, didn't he? But if that monster masquerading as Xenos comes back... Thancred, Yestola, Eorzea, Alphinaud, Alisae... You're going to need all of them on your side to defeat him. And I forbid you from going to face him on your own, do you hear me? So if you must leave, go and find the others. Bring them home.
I'm sorry for worrying you, Tatara. I'll find them. Whatever it takes.
As for where to start, you said the stranger had left a beacon for you at the Crystal Tower, right?
Said something
But how
like
are you
that.
to find it, now that the tower has been sealed shut?
I hadn't thought of that.
There has to be a way. If anyone would know, it's Sid and the researchers of St. Coinac's find. Don't you worry, we'll find that beacon for you.
Right. I'll be counting on you all. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace.
I pray you have good reason for abandoning the front.
How could I remain there while the rumor that my son is possessed by a demon spreads like a sickness here at home?
Oh, plan was successful.
I will not be made to fight for the throne a second time. But what of you? Did you not tell me you would destroy Eorzea's champion with the ease that one might swat a fly?
A minor setback. He will not escape me again. Where is your grandsire? I would have words with him.
How should I know? Do you hide from each other's sight as well? I imagine he's doing what all Ascians do.
He must have found a way to take advantage of this turmoil.
Men are not pawns to be played with, Ascian. You underestimate us at your peril. This war will not be decided by you and yours. Man must choose his own fate, and I, for my part, will do all within my power to see Garlemald emerge victorious.
Sylvan Throne looks like it's Magitech something.
Pray forgive the intrusion, Your Radiance, but the requested preparations are now complete. We stand ready to begin production of Black Rose upon your order.
Cool. Oh, there it is. Final Fantasy XIV, Stormblood. I'm assuming that is... Given the credits are rolling, I assume that's the end of it. There might be a little bit of dialogue for me turning in the quest. In time for Shadowbringers. I've been looking forward to getting into Shadowbringers with Sorin for quite a while now. Does it say skip the credits? Oh. Of course it's with his hair back. Stormblood. Yep. Stormblood finished. Issei is voiced by... I don't notice in Japanese. I think that was Issei and Urianji are voiced by the same character. Enigmatic figure. Is it a full credits or is it just a casting credits for the patch end? Oh, nope, there we go. There's main development. I can increase the scroll speed at least. I'm always nervous about skipping credits sometimes in games, because I've played a couple of games where skipping the credits skips a little, like, skips post-cutscene credits as well. And there's an excuse to listen to Revolutions. I don't remember the name of patch 4.1. Because Requiem for Heroes was 4.5. 4.4 was Prelude and Violet. Under the Moonlight was 4.3. A New Dawn Rises was, or New Sun Rises was 4.2. What's 4.1 called? You can definitely skip the end of War. Yeah, okay. I will try and remember that. What's the name of the first map? Why can I not remember that one? On that place, I'm gonna let me hop onto my YouTube channel and check back through patch names. Ooh. Legend Returns. Oh yeah, that was, I should have remembered that, because that was I had taken a break from it for... I forgot, that had been quite a jump. That was June 16th was the last time I streamed before the end of November. This is still 4.4. It's beating with D? Is that the young Cole's name? Oh. The Imperial Anthem for Garlemald. I still find it funny that I know a national anthem for a fictional evil empire better than I know the national anthem for the actual nation I live in. I do not know the British national anthem at all. I know the name of it. Extremist Star of Shadowbringers? Indeed. The first Final Fantasy stream of the new year, and the 100th Sorin stream. it's kind of funny as well, because I know the Imperial anthem better than I know the actual Alamegan anthem. Big 100 heat. It's definitely been my longest running stream series. I'm wondering how far I'll be by the time Dawntrail comes out. I've got... They say summer 2024. So assuming, like, earliest possible is 1st of June. That means I've got 5 months to clear up Shadowbringers, all the post-Shadowbringers content, Endwalker and all the post-Endwalker content. I feel there's a chance. I suppose it depends how many Sorin's Journey streams I do a week. I don't remember how... where did I start? Because it's taken me... It's taken me this last month to go through all of... I suppose that this last month isn't too accurate analysis, because I was moving house and there was Christmas and New Year's week, so maybe it's not accurate to assume. But I was able to get through all a post-expansion content, plus the trial content. In 1 month. So... Yeah, I think I can possibly get through to... I think I can possibly be ready to start Dawntrail when it comes out. And just have my channel disappear under all the other actually good streamers who are going to be streaming it. Going through the MSQ. That'd be... I'm not sure. I'm trying... Would I want to stream it like that? Or would I want to... Because one of the advantages of streaming as I am with Sorin's Journey, having already played through the whole game, is that I can kind of... One, I can name the streams better. I kind of know what kind of... Yeah, the big content streamers. Ones who are actually good at doing what they do. Yeah, I can name my streams somewhat appropriately. I can think of interesting thumbnails for what's going on in that particular stream. I've given up. I'll give up on trying to argue that point with you, Minnie. But yeah, so I might take a break when Dawntrail comes out to play through it on my own first. You're the only one. I think that goes both ways. I can't watch any big streamers. I think I've mentioned it on stream before when I was playing Parasocial, but both as a viewer and as a streamer myself, I prefer it kind of being smaller and actually being able to interact with the people who are watching. I know in Parasocial when it came up, kind of, oh, you got 5,000 viewers. Like, how do you talk with 5,000 people at the same time? Because if you're making content for that many people, kind of, the appeal of streaming to me is the fact that it does open communication up between the streamer and the viewers in a way that pre-recorded content doesn't. Revolutions. I've not seen Asmongold's videos, but I've seen some other like large YouTubers, and I assume they have to have some kind of like a mod team who pick out what they view as important or relevant comments, and then kind of message those through. Because I don't know how you even have a chance to read anything on a chat that's moving so much. Voice actor management. He's got more. Yeah. I imagine that was how it would work. I'm perfectly fine with never being famous. That's not what I'm here for. I don't know how it's pronounced, but the Yukian? Is that a very common name? Because there seem to be a lot of the staff in that list seem to have that name. Or is it? Maybe it's just a naming convention for a country I am not familiar with. It was NGUYEN, I think, but it was one of the companies. I just kind of noticed in the credit that it looked like half the people in the list had that name. I'm guessing it's not. I'm 99% sure it's not a Japanese name, so I'm assuming. Yeah, that. I don't know. I haven't a clue how it's pronounced. I'm probably butchering it, so I'm a little scared to try and pronounce it. Yeah, I wonder if it's like a. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a Japanese name to me. Is that in Ning sound? I don't think that's not. You can't get that in Japanese. Nguyen. Oh, Nguyen, but it's Vietnamese. Oh, might be just one of like one of the other companies that kind of stuff was outsourced to, or not outsourced, but. I didn't. By the time the name, I noticed it. I'd missed what names had come up. Oh, Amemi Akeda. That's a name I recognize. Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15. Is this because this was the first expansion where they had the crossover event with Final Fantasy 15? Is it safe for me to skip? I'm gonna risk it. I've been waiting long enough. I'm gonna hope there wasn't any scene at the end of that. Star? I knew you'd be alright. And to celebrate your return, I made you this brand new traveling outfit. I do hope it fits. Ahem. Now's not the time to fuss over your measurements. I must go and speak with the researchers within Quinnick's find. You go and rest while we track down that beacon. Oh, it's Sandra. Yeah, the Sandral's outfit, where Tataru went for a bit of an edgy phase with her fashion. Hello.
My enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Bloody savages!
Making a mistake, friend.
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
It's only just kind of clicked with me, but it's a bit of a testament to how skilled Xenos is. Because thinking forward to that instance in Endwalker, when you're not the Warrior of Light, but Xenos, when he's in a different body, is just he doesn't seem to have lost much of his power, which means a lot of what Xenos, like his threat, must be a lot of skill. In the midst of a requiem for heroes, a voice rings out across time and space. In fields of tranquil light, sow you seeds of darkness. And then that is, I believe, the first quest in Shadowbringers. Basically, there's no... Yeah. I know he still has the resonance, but the resonance, if it's anything like the echo, isn't actually... I suppose that's one thing. Yeah, you don't carry the echo over, where he does seem to have carried the resonance. Yeah, it's about time for you to clock out from work. Well, enjoy your drive home, Minnie. And I'll look at finishing up here. Find a place to sit. Because next week things are gonna get interesting. Oh, did I misspell sit? Oh, I've got caps on, of course. 4-day weekend because that's something to enjoy. But yeah, that's all I've got for tonight. Tomorrow I'll be back streaming again. That'll be finishing off Abzu. So it might be a little bit longer. I don't know how long the second half of Abzu is. But I'm looking forward to just more chilling out underwater before I get into... I don't know if I've got a game... Do I have something lined up for after Abzu? What do I? I do have a few games here. You know what? I'm tempted to... Yeah, I think I'll... Something I did a while ago on Twitch was I did a challenge stream. I did a few challenge streams, like playing through Subnautica Death Run. But one of the ones I did was I played through Dishonored using no magic at all. And I kind of want to try that again. So I feel that I might do that after Abzu, because I've got it installed and in my to-stream list. But yeah, but that will be next week. Also, now that I've finished Catherine, I'm going to be starting up, going through Final Fantasy II. I'm playing through that. After playing Final Fantasy I, I'm interested to go back through more Final Fantasy games and see, especially because I know Final Fantasy XIV references so many of the previous games. And of course, next week will also be more Sorin's Journey, starting into Shadowbringers. But that'll all be for now. Schedule will probably not be up Monday, because Monday's New Year. Well, it might be up Monday. I don't really do much on New Year's, to be honest. So it might be a fairly normal week for me. But yeah, schedule will be up Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, I'll see you then. If you like the streams, you can follow me on Twitch, which I know Twitch was a bit unstable today. Hopefully that will be back to normal at some point. I feel Twitch has split it into streams, because Twitch is saying I've only been streaming for an hour and a half, and I've been streaming for about 3.5 hours. Yeah. So I don't know what was up with Twitch, but that'll be up. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, but regardless of what you decide to do, thank you so much for coming along. I really hope you enjoyed. And until the next time I see you, have a good evening, have a good night, and goodbye.